Well, good morning or good afternoon, whatever, wherever it happens to be, wherever you are. This is Stephen J. Holiday, founder and presenter, IDM Ministries and Association, where every day is a little more like heaven than the day before. Well, I hope you guys are doing good. I'm doing all right, Hey, I put another video together. I think I'll probably put it on. I'll put it something like covenant of giving, and I kind of went in on that. There are people, even those who wouldn't consider themselves part of a church or even a Christian, who put it as part of their dedicated finances to sow, and they don't even think of it as a gift. They think of it as their reasonable service to to put a portion of their income towards their local church, or it could be some other organization. Even those who wouldn't even consider themselves Christians but are Buddhists or Muslim, or even people who are agnostic but make it part of their, they use terms like, I feel like I need to give back. And if they had to depress them, well, who are you giving back to? I don't know, but I feel like I need to give back. And so they support a charity run or a jobs program or whatever. And I think it's awesome. I think it's great. Obviously, I would love everyone to know the love of their Father, to get an opportunity to know Jesus Christ and the price He paid and all that stuff. None of us need to really. We all know where to find more information on that. But my biggest passion is making the world a lot more like heaven every day than it is the day before. That's what I want to see. Because the truth is, whether you're cutting the grass or running a nation, you can live your life asking, how would this task, how would this occupation, how would this list of to-dos, how would it be accomplished if heaven were involved? If this was a heaven sent task. So anyway, we kind of went into that a little bit on what my Christian background would have called the tithe. Okay, and I grew up with the idea that if you want God to pull on your behalf, then you need to tap into what's good on Him. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, even as a little kid, you'd bring your quarter for offering and drop it in the bucket, and the whole time you're thinking of what you could buy with that quarter, but yet it somehow set in motion a lifestyle of knowing who the real supply is, and who's honored by our finances, right? Um, but I'm also learning slowly that, yeah, there's a tithe, and yes, there's scriptural definitions of exactly amounts and whether or not it's before the taxes or after the tax. I mean, people get really tied up in all these different admonitions. Well, what if I give 10% of my time and then I can keep the money to pay my bills? All these, and it's like, you you have to understand that, I'm talking to myself now, that 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 rigid covenant system, and I think it's absolute. I think it was absolutely authentic. It even says right there in the word, "Test me on this and see if I don't pull my weight on this. You know, try me on this." And then, of course, now that we're in the New Testament, new Christians will get a little hung up on that, and then some people will actually teach, no, 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 you don't have to pay anything because that was old school, but we had a new covenant. And I mean, that's fine. I don't think God wants your money. I mean, He certainly doesn't need it. I think it's more about your heart. I really do. Um, but at the same time, if you want things to go well, you need to be setting a set financial order that shows the universe who's in charge. So anyway, um, I've been challenged with this. So the other day I was on. So I'm calling this the dollar store and the gas station. The other day my kids are at the are really wanting to go to the dollar store. You know, they have a they have the kind of budget where a dollar store makes a lot of difference, right? And so they're like 7 and 9 somewhere there, and they say, "Hey, can we go to the dollar store?" And I go, I'm fine with the dollar store. Don't get me wrong. I love the dollar store people. You guys are great. Keep up the good work. But if there's not something you want there, so anyway, I go and I'm going through the rows, and I realize, the lines, like, I mean, I was 30 minutes in line. There were people that had been there that looked like they were planning their will, for their eventual demise there. And I was like, gosh, are you serious? But we finally got through. The kids bought their stuff. The people that were working there were very pleasant, and we got out. But when I got out of the car, I was so tired. I mean, we got in the car and I drove the kids home. I didn't care that there was an amber. Well, my gas light wasn't on, but it was close to empty, right, on my car. So the next day, my oldest boy, he gets in the car and he's learning to drive, so he's enjoying driving. So we're going to church the next day on the Sunday, and we're driving around in this little town, and we're making stops and making turns and doing all this stuff. He's doing great. He's doing really good. And and then I just happened to catch a glimpse of the amber light on his side of the car, and this little light turns on to tell me that my car is almost empty. And usually we get our gas at one gas station in our town, about 15 minutes down the other direction, and it's a lower price and it's just easier to keep the paperwork straight and stuff. So that's where I get my gas. And I didn't. I meant to take a break from the driving and go pull into that gas station, and I didn't. And so now we're in a different town, and I know where there's a little quickie mart type place, and so I think, well, I'll just take my son over to this new gas station, and I will show him the ropes because he's a new driver. He's probably helped his mom fill up the tank at the regular spot, but maybe he's never done it before in a place, kind of out of the ordinary. So we go to this little gas station place, and he sees that it's one of these quickie marts, and so his first thought, being a teenager, is, I'm kind of hungry, and I wouldn't mind a soda, or whatever he said. He wasn't begging, but he mentioned it as we pull into the island where you fill in the tank. So I tell him, well, I tell you what, here's a 20. Why don't you go into the store and pick yourself up a bag of Takis and a soda, whatever you want. Keep it down to the $2 to $5 range, so that you can, and then tell them you want to put the change on number 3. Okay. And he was a little confused on that because usually with his mom, he uses the credit card, at the island, swipes it, gas is up right there. He'd never really seen cash handed in exchange, and so it's a little bit different, let alone, buying a bunch of snacks and stuff and then not getting change. And so it was a little bit foreign to him, but I promised him it would work. So he comes back and he's like, he's got the thing, the nozzle out of the machine. Hey, Dad, which one do I push? And how do you turn the cap? And, so I get out and kind of helping him get it in. He gets the nozzle in, he pushes the right button. The lady at the cash register had activated the right amount of right amount of cost, and he's filling the tank. And I notice he's got like $6-8 wadded up in his hand. And so, my first thought is, all right, I told him to go in there and put money on the tank, and yet somehow he messed up or misunderstood, and now he's got pocket change in his hand, and he didn't mention it to me. And I go, hey, whose is that? And he looks at it, and then he gets this little sheepish grin, and he hands it to me. Okay? So now I'm holding the money, and it looks like it's about $6. And so then I notice he doesn't have any groceries. He doesn't have the snack or the soda or whatever that he could have got. And so I told him, I asked him, where did you get you didn't get the groceries. You didn't get the snacks you wanted. And he's like, yeah, I get that. I was, I just decided not to get it. And so now I'm a little confused. I'm like, okay, so you, you gave them the 20, right? He goes, yeah. And you told them to put the change on the tank? Yeah. But you didn't get any snacks? No. So what's this? And so I'm still holding his $6 or $7. And he goes, well, that was mine. And I'm like, I'm confused. I didn't even ask him, but I'm thinking, why did you give it to me? And of course, I know what he would say. He'd say, because you asked for it. And so I said, I gave him the change. I says, well, here, you can have this. This is your money, I guess. You didn't want the snacks? You sure you don't want to go? No, it's okay. All right. So, this isn't supposed to be, this wasn't to him a big emotional moment, but to me it was such a clarity thing. God talks to me about how he feels so much through my own relationship with my kids. I told my son, here's the resource you need to do the job that I'm telling you to do. Okay? This wasn't a chore that he thought up and said, hey, Dad, wouldn't it be fun if I go fill up your tank? It was a chore I told him to do. I gave him the resource that he would need. And I even told him there are some things that you can get because I love you and because you would like them. No other reason. You don't have to overthink it. It wasn't that I'd spent a whole long time theologically considering the power of Gatorade or Sun Chips or whatever it would have been he would have snacked on. It was, this is something I want you to go do. So then he goes into the store, and he didn't say this, but I know what happened. He probably looked and said, this is Dad's 20, and this is for the gas. And I'm still hungry. I'm going to pull out my money and look for a soda and some chips. But then he decides, no, I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to save my money, and I'm going to use my dad's money for the gas. And so then, when he comes out, I say, hey, what's the money there? And he goes, here, it's yours. Now, I don't know where the money came from. He probably had it left over from some other chore that somebody told him to keep the change. But it was his money. But he didn't say, well, are you going to give it back? Why are you taking it? Did I do something wrong? Do we have a deal? I thought you were going to supply all my needs. It was easy. It was like shifting gears on a really nice car. Just shift it in, just shift it out. Here you go. I guess this is yours. If you want it, it's yours. You want to pay me? You want to buy me some chips? That'd be great. Well, no, I think I'm okay. There's no tripping out about it. That's the place I want to live. And so if I have to break the habit of thinking that God and I have some sort of deal, then maybe I need to do that. If there's somebody who thinks, no, I need to come up with a regimented line item in my budget each week, each month, whatever it is, that I'm going to regularly sow a dedicated amount and I'm going to set it automatic, maybe you need that. But at the end of it all is relationship. He's the dad and he's your supply. He's handing you the 20 and he's inviting you. Go enjoy the soda, go enjoy the chips, or don't at all. Come back. When you come back, if I ask for the $6, I probably have something in mind for you. Of course, at the moment, I had no idea and I was just confused. I thought he was trying to steal my change. But that's how clueless I am. But what a great dad God is, huh? So I don't know if this touches anybody, but I just pray that, Father, anybody who's, setting up, just having a rough go, especially in this area of financing, Lord, that you would touch their books. Yeah, sure, touch their books. Have monies come from places it didn't need to come from. Have random squirrels drop checks right on their front porch. That's great. I mean, I've heard amazing testimonies. I'm fine with it. Even better, put thoughts in their heads, ways they can see things that just boils a brain a brain idea that just can't get away from, that's actually an invention of clarity, an invention to make life easier, an invention for a better way to carry around your wallet, or a better way to not have wallets at all, or a better way to do cryptocurrency, or a better way to do email management, or something that just slides into their consciousness and they think, I could totally do this. I could totally do this. And have it make money. Make the world more like heaven and make them more heavenly in that you're supplying. And they will know. They will know. I'm not this smart. This isn't an idea I could have come up with. So Lord, I just thank you that you're always supplying, that you're a good Father. And amen. So hey, wherever you are out there, we really appreciate it when you guys send us nice words or text, things like that, messages, comments, just we cherish you guys, and thank you so much. I'm so blessed and honored that people find this stuff of value. It's it's powerful just for me. It's powerful just for me. But when others say that it really changed something, or helped them put a focus on something, or even took it and ran it in a direction I would never thought of, that's just awesome. So guys, thanks so much for being a part of everything, and we'll be in touch. You keep us in the loop, and God bless, okay? Have a great one. Thanks. Bye-bye.